my crochet today. I just thought I would be a little granny and come to the park, sit with the ducks and crochet. I actually haven't picked up my crochet needle in quite a long time, so it's really nice to get back into something that is just really like slow paced and requires patience, because I really do need to work on my patience. It's a perfect way to do that. I got so worried. I thought I forgot my crochet hook. No, I'm not stupid. I'm going to Canada in about 3.5 weeks for a ski trip. I have never skied in my life and I really want to have something like unique to take, something handmade. So I'm making a green balaclava. I just went and bought some yarn because I ran out. I think I've always hated to admit that I'm like an arts and crafts girly. I know that's just not what people think is like chic or cool, or I don't know, like maybe some people do, but the majority of people I've been around have not been active crocheters, so I've kind of like kept it on the down low a little bit. But you know what, like I just don't care anymore. So everyone now knows that I'm a crochet queen. I used to be obsessed with loom bands and looming. I would sit for hours and I would just loom like these little like animals.
Hi everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to make this snake.
I was really good at that shit, like I was so good at it. And then that kind of like, I grew up a little bit and it kind of went out of like, it wasn't trending anymore, so I stopped. I actually learned how to crochet like a few years ago and it was so similar to looming. It's like such a fun little thing to do because it reminds me of my time as a kid, like just sitting for hours and working on something made out of elastic bands. Like that was just my favorite way to wind down, my favorite way to relax. I feel like, I don't know if it's just social media or if it's something that's been around for a longer period of time, but there's so much like pressure we put on ourselves to be a certain way so that people look at us a certain way, or that we're perceived a certain type of person by the things that we do. Even if we love something or love to talk about something, sometimes we can keep it to ourselves so that we don't look like a certain way. I used to know a girl who was really fond of video games. Like she loved to play video games, but she wouldn't really talk about it because she was like, oh no, that makes me sound really nerdy. But honestly, like I think that's what makes us special and that's what makes us different. The things that we take interest in that sometimes other people don't, I just feel like that's so unique and so interesting and attractive. When someone comes up to me and they say, I don't know, that they like something that's not like the usual, it's like, wow, that is just so interesting and attractive, and that's what makes us different. And I just think it's so important to be true to that and feel secure enough in ourselves to be able to share those things that we enjoy, you know? And vice versa goes for things that we don't enjoy. A lot of people have said to me in my life, like, oh, I don't say what I really think sometimes because I'm scared that it'll upset the other person. And that's, you know, it's a valid reason and it's fair, but how are we supposed to, I don't know, like, how are we ever supposed to learn if we don't make mistakes and if we don't say the wrong thing sometimes? Like, I think it's really brave when people speak their mind and when they aren't afraid to be wrong. But I just feel like in this day and age, if you say the wrong thing or if you're not 100% right, it's like you are a bad person or you don't know anything, or you know, but like how are we supposed to ever how are we supposed to ever learn anything if we don't ask in the first place? If we don't feel like we can say, can you explain that, or what do you mean by that, or what's going on in this part, or I don't know, I just feel like we're expected to know everything, and that's just not normal. we're expected to know everything, so that when we're on our own, we try and like research things and become obsessed with things and become knowledgeable. And although that's, you know, that is good, it's when it becomes like a fear, so that people are scared to be wrong, or people are scared to ask. And I just think that's, if someone came to me and they said, I'm sorry, like I don't know what that means, or I don't really know about this topic, can you explain? Or they said something a little controversial, I wouldn't be like, hang on, get away from me, you're a bad person, you don't know anything. I would just be like, oh my gosh, okay, yeah, sure, I'll tell you. Because there was a time in my life when I didn't also know what that meant, or I didn't know what that person is wanting to know. Like, we all had to learn somewhere, and we all had to start somewhere. And I just think it's really brave when people ask a question, and when people admit that they don't know something, or, you know, I just think there's nothing wrong with that, you know? So, to anyone out there that is scared of making a mistake, don't be scared. It's totally okay to not know something, or it's totally okay to be wrong sometimes. That's just who we are as people. That's just human beings. That's how we learn. Alright. Gonna tie it together. Voila! We're connected. Feels like I was performing surgery there. Oh no. I am such an idiot. I connected it to the wrong piece. But that's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. Prime example, we just start over and we put it somewhere where it's meant to be. There we go. Now we're right. I think it's important to remember that everyone is trying their best. Everyone that you meet, and everyone that you see online, and even people that you dislike, and people that you love, everyone is trying their best. And although their best may not look like your version of best, it's still, people are trying. I think it's always important to try and be kind and generous and patient. Like, I'm trying to be patient with this. I want this to be done, but it's the slow process that makes it enjoyable. Usually, like, when you've made it and when you finished it and you wear it, it's good, but it's, you know, it's finished, it's over. But I think the most enjoyable part is making it, you know, and thinking about how good it's gonna look, or even if it is good, is it gonna look good? I don't know. That's the mystery. That's the exciting part about it. And I don't want to like keep making crochet metaphors, because that is just not, that is too far. That is old lady. I'm only 20 years old. I'm only 20 years old, and I need to act like a 20-year-old. But even that, like, act like a 20-year-old. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? I'm being such a hypocrite. I'm talking about being, like, you know, being patient and slowing down and blah blah blah. I'm literally a hypocrite. Ugh. I don't want to turn my life into a crochet metaphor. Ugh. It's okay. It does not matter. No one gives a shit. No one cares. That's another thing. No one cares. While you're sitting at home, or sitting on the bus, or on the train, or sitting with your family and thinking, oh my god, everyone's judging me, everyone cares. No, they don't. They're all too worried about themselves. So cut yourself some slack, I think. Cut yourself a little bit of slack. And come to the park and just chill. It's very, very rewarding. Very, very nice. Why does this always happen in my videos? I always drop the camera. Is this a flattering angle?
Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this video helped, and I will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Bye.